What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another vlog. As you can see, I am chilling here on the floor. It's almost midnight and I decided that I'm gonna make you a video update about the UVB light and this handy friend that I've used for quite some time. I want to tell you how this works, what does it do, why I got it from the first place, has it helped at all, the time frames that I've used it for, and so on. Stay tuned. As always, because we're a growing community, I do need your support, so make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell as well so you get notified about every video that I'm releasing, and while you're at it, if you don't mind, hit the like button. Alright, so I just want to do a general video about this UVB light portable therapy device. I've done quite a few videos about UVB light in general. I've even done a video about this in the past, but I feel like there's still a lot of questions about this and still a lot of uncertainties, so I figured this would be a good time to answer all of that. Now in the comments below, I would like to know, have you tried the UVB light therapy? If you have, just say yes. If you haven't, say no. Now I get a lot of people asking me about where to get this from, can I send you a link, how much did it cost, and so on. So what I've done is in the description I put a link to the US market and the Canadian market so that you can buy your own device. And yes, this is an affiliate link, so I will get a little bit of a kickback from it. I hope you don't mind to buy from my link. Regardless, that's the cheapest you'll find. Believe me, I researched. But if you don't want to buy it from me, no problem. Just type in UVB light therapy portable device and I bet you'll find many other options. Or you even find the same link and you just don't buy it from me. Then my puppy won't eat for a week and then I will cry. Why did I get this? Originally, when I started to break out and I started to have spots on my legs, my elbows, behind my ears, I was like, okay, I need to do something. And when I was recommended to go to UVB light therapy by my dermatologist, I started going and I did see some improvement after about 2-3 weeks. And that was just for me. Maybe it was because I was doing other things too, like dieting and so on, but it did seem to improve. And at that point, I was like, okay, this is good. I'm gonna keep doing this. And then I started to slack off because I didn't need to go as much. I was better. Why would I go, right? Well, this is where I was wrong because psoriasis doesn't pick and choose. It just does whatever it wants. So in this case, it came back a little bit. So I thought, well, look, I can't drive to my dermatologist for 35-45 minutes every time there and back. It's a lot of time out of my day. So I need to figure something out. So a friend recommended me this and I looked it up, researched a little bit about it, and it seemed to be like the perfect solution, right? You have the same lights, it's concentrated UVB light, you get the vitamin D from it, you shine exactly on the spot it needs to have it shined on, you don't need to have the entire body tanning all the time. Maybe it will reduce a little bit of the skin cancer risk in this case, but at the same time there's no professional advice or attention tell you, hey, you should probably not do this, you should do that. So this is literally me going based on what I think is right and based on what I've learned so far in my journey. So when I got this device, I obviously read through the instructions, I read online what to do, and really just turn it on. It was 2 seconds to figure out, really, there's not much to it. You literally just flick the on button on, turn around, click OK, click down, select the time that you want, click OK again, click play. It's that simple. There's nothing much to it. And I decided to start very small just to be cautious. So I started with 10 seconds. I started at 10 seconds and I shined on one spot and I only tried that one specific spot before I tried the rest of my body. And I specifically picked my leg because we wear pants, so it usually will be covered. If anything were to happen, if I were to burn that area, if it was clearly defined with a different color for whatever reason, at least it would have been hidden under my pants. So what I did is I set it to 10 seconds and I did it for a day, and then I did another day, and I kind of daily continued that, and each time I did it I increased it by 10% as far as time goes. So 10% of 10 seconds, I added 1 second to it, and now I'm doing 11 the next session. Now at some point I started to do some jumps of 2 seconds, 3 seconds, just because I felt like it wasn't really moving. Because doing 11 seconds, 16 seconds, it's just not feeling like it was doing anything. So I decided to, let me bump it up every 5 seconds, every 10 seconds, right? Depending on how I'm doing a session before. as long as nothing burnt, as long as nothing was clearly wrong, I decided to let's keep increasing it with moderation, make sure that everything is good, and then see if things get better. I got to a point that each spot that I had, I was doing for about anywhere from 50 seconds to a minute and 30 seconds. It was that range where I kept going back and forth with certain areas. And I started to notice that specifically on the side of my hip, because I was holding it fairly closely, I guess, things would start to show as like a little bit darker, because clearly the tanning would kick in. And speaking of how close should you hold it, I mean, I would normally turn it on, and if this is my body, I will hold it literally like I'll have the bottom part of the device touch my body. This is how far I will have it. On the instructions it says to have that little comb thing that it comes with. I took it off because it's kind of annoying. It's more for your hair, I think, but you don't really need it because it's not like it's burning your hair, to be honest with you. But you know fairly well how far you are from your hair if you're doing this. I normally, if I went behind my ears, I will pull my ear back, I'll hold it as close as I think I can go without touching my body in any way. And if I really need some guidance and I needed to make sure that I'm not touching my skin or nothing is getting caught, I'll just have one finger sticking out of the device so that you can clearly have gap, and then I'll have my finger touch, and then the device never touches my body again, right? So that way I stay protected. So again, I got to a minute 30 or so. Now, does it help? You know what? The device specifically seemed to help. Like, some areas did improve. I did go to the UVB light booth itself, so that probably helped as well. And I did do diets and I did do everything else. So I can't tell you for sure that this is the sole reason why everything improved, because it is time consuming. You do have to hold it, do every single spot, and then 20-30 minutes later, depending on how much you have on your body, that might be the session for today, right? I didn't have that kind of time, and it does get pretty boring, quite frustrating to do. So if you have more psoriasis than I have right now, from what you see on my face, behind my ears, my elbows, right? You will get frustrated too. You can get to 40 minutes, maybe an hour sometimes, right? And imagine standing there and just doing that, right? So unless you're reading a book, watching a movie or whatever, maybe that will help ease the time. But that being said, this thing beeps. It lets you know 10-second heads up. You turn it on, turn it off, it makes a sound. So if you're watching a movie, probably not really practical. Make sure it's a horrible movie. Now, as far as my progress from last week and overall, I would say that my psoriasis has kind of calmed down. It's not really evolving more. It's not growing in any new spots. Matter of fact, I might even say has reduced. As you probably saw in my last video, I said that my face redness went away. I believe that it's getting better by the day. Overall, the only main spots are my elbows, a little bit on my back, and some on my legs. And I would say those kind of stayed, and they're not really getting worse or better. Those are the remaining areas that I'm trying to get rid of. And I've been super good about being strict about my diet, literally not eating anything bad. Like, I would say I go to a restaurant and I order gluten-free stuff, and like, which sucks. I don't have any dairy, I don't eat any chocolate, any sugars, only what's healthy, right? I'm eating literally chicken soup, maybe some cod, gluten-free everything, so gluten-free bread, gluten-free pasta, lots and lots of tea, right? Just to make sure it digests better. I have a lot of immune helping kind of tea, so it's really good for the immune system. And in general, lately I've been quite a bit outside. We have quite some sunny weather lately in Vancouver, except the occasional rains that we get here. And I go out with my puppy for walks at least 3 times a day, the minimum. So that means I get quite a bit of sunlight. And something seems to be calming down in my system, which is great. So try to take some of that away and try to do some of that for yourself. If you're not resting enough, if you're not going outside enough to get some sunlight, then make sure you try that. I even substituted one of the UVB light sessions the other day to just lay down in the sun for about good 10 minutes or so. And I thought to myself, this is probably just the same idea, except I'm outside in nature, my puppy is lying down next to me, so life is pretty good. Now guys, I'm beyond amazed and mind blown, actually, to be honest, that this channel is reaching 500 subscribers. When I started this journey, I didn't expect this to go this far at all. I thought this would be just my kind of diary online, and I can go back and look at what I looked like back when I had it at the worst age. And it looks like it's helping all of you guys, and you specifically seem to like the UVB light videos because it works. And some of you are actually commenting that it works, and thanks to my video it helped too. And this makes me really happy. It makes me want to do more of those videos. makes me want to edit them better, because lately I've been not having a lot of time to do so, so I just quickly do it on my phone just to release the content. But now I'm trying to do more editing, so it's not just informative stuff that I send out to you guys, but also interesting to watch. And that's all for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.